Welcome to WDEX, the Wired Differently Experience. Here we are again. My name is Todd Saylor, and I'm the author. I am the inventor in the attitude of the book Wired Differently. And my job is to encourage you. My job is to motivate you. My job is to love you. Your job is to be, do, and think differently. The title of today's message is The Power of the Unseen. Master these four invisible truths. My first business mentor once said, I want to begin with the story of my first real career boom. 1994, I'd lost everything. I'd moved back to my hometown in Angola, Indiana, and took over the family business. My wife and I, we had two babies, and we lived in a single-wide trailer, and we started all over, and I needed a job. And a man called me one day and said, I want to interview you. Come in and see me. And I went to see him that day. It was a sales job, and I had some success in sales. And he said, I hear you're decent at sales. He says, tell me about you. What about you special? And I said, well, I don't know, sir. I think the thing I can tell you right now is that I am a Christian. He looked right at me with these black eyes, and he said, that's good. I heard Christians make a lot of money. And now when I had that indication, it didn't feel like it was anything for me to not become friendly over, but it just didn't set well. But long story short, I continued the interview and I was hired. And I grew with that company, became a salesman. And as we grew and started to make money in the first year, I was approaching $100,000. And my goodness, I can remember in 1995 thinking if I could ever make $100,000, I could pay some bills off and I could have a life and do certain things. It was just almost out of my realm of believability that I could make $100,000 after all of my failures. Ending the day one day, he actually was dropping me off at my single-wide trailer. And he was kind of chuckling about my lifestyle and where I was heading with things. And I said to him, sir, where does all this go? I can see things that may happen. He said, don't ever focus on those. I want you to think about this one thing. Seeing is believing. And our only role is to separate ourselves from abject poverty as far as humanly possible. That day ended, and I went in and did the evening with my family and worked up for the next day. And as the next several years progressed, I was making north of $600,000 a year. Beyond my wildest belief, God had blessed me through this process, and I was with the man one more time, and I said, sir, where does this go? I don't know that I can keep up. You know, we broke every record possible. Wall Street's involved, and they're calling me, and this world's kind of upside down, and I don't know where I want to build other people. I want to do more things. I want to build a company. He says, listen to me. Did you not hear me 4 years ago? Our job is to be as far away from abject poverty as humanly possible. Seeing is believing. Count the riches. I got to go. I'll see you tomorrow. Let me tell you something about mentors. Maybe some of you call me your mentor. I've been called that before. And guess what? Mentors aren't always of your picking. This mentor, matter of fact, most mentors pick you. They use you. They try to make you like them because they can benefit from you. Those are not mentors. 10 years rolls by and the company goes from a small publicly traded company to $1 billion in sales. And my organization had amassed 300 million of those sales. We were 1/3 of this publicly traded company. And Wall Street was calling again, and they were upset because now my piece of the business was 1/3 of the entire company, and I was a 1099. I owned my own book of business, and they weren't having any of that. And I went back to my mentor. I said, we need to change. We need to become different. We need to reach out. And he said, listen to me. Seeing is believing. Pile on those riches as far from abject poverty as humanly possible, Todd. Long story short, that ends. Not only 25 years later, I get a phone call from my mentor. Hello, sir, is this you? And he says, yes, it is. I want to talk to you about starting a new company. I've seen what you've done. You've amassed many, many riches, and I want to be a part of it. And I just need to borrow $10 million, and I'm going to make you the president of my new company. I said, sir, I haven't seen you in 25 years, and I just don't think that's appropriate. And this is over the phone. I certainly want you proud of me, but I know you have the money. But sir, the money is not the objective here. We've had this conversation some 25 years ago, you see, sir. Seeing is not believing. I want to come see you. He rolls up on my office in Indianola, Indiana, not even 18 months ago, walks out of his car, and I could see him through the window, and there he is, disheveled. The car has no bumpers, has dents on every side of it. It was soiled on the inside and out with animals. As he walked into my office, he was disheveled. He was dressed inappropriately. He had very few teeth. It was the most discouraging thing I think I've seen in so many years. And I thought to myself, if I ever wanted to understand what abject poverty truly looked like, the very fear of his scene unveiled itself to me. In so many ways, I thank him. In so many ways, I'm frustrated with him. And I just pray to God that he can see the unseen before it's too late. This is where the story ends and the teaching begins, because I have got 4 unseens that you need to master. The first unseen I want to talk to you about is called transactional revenue versus residual revenue. So there's really only 2 ways to make money, right? There's the seen and the unseen. The seen is transactional revenue. Seen is this immediate revenue. You sell a car, you get a paycheck. You sell a boat, you get a paycheck. We can't build any legacy on transactional sales, but residual sales are forever. They're the unseen. There's no seen ending to it. You following me? The seen is transactional, and the unseen is the residual trail. Residual revenue results from a process of business circumstances are systemized to take action automatically. The unseen. When you're building a business, you don't want to be a one and done. It's hard to make a living if you're just making sheds and you're selling them one at a time. You want to build a system that can sell them automatically without you doing it all the time. Number 2 of the invisible truths is to understand the difference between riches and wealth. Income is carved out into the seen, which is riches, and wealth, which is unseen. Riches are made up of the 3 P's: pride, power, and plenty. Riches are the watch. Riches are the car. Riches are the truck. Riches are the shoes and the clothing and the mansion and the boat. Riches are circumstantial. Wealth, on the other side, which is unseen, just happens due to circumstances planned and occurring independently. Seen is riches. Riches really are no more than tangible points of a game or a process of completion. So we're getting rewards by our riches. Riches are a finite asset as well as this distinguishable reward. I mean, riches come in hardware, it comes in gold, it comes in money. I know that the farthest away from abject poverty is no goal in life. The unseen is believing. You want to be earning riches in your business models, but you want to be building wealth at the same time, because wealth is that piece that works without you. Wealth is that stock or that investment that just kind of gurgles while you're sleeping at night, right? Wealth is the home that you have, that you take care of the bushes and the shrubs. Wealth is this beautiful home that appreciates anywhere from 2 to 6% a year. Wealth doesn't even need to be success in money if it's growing other people and making them healthy and doing other things. The last thing I want to tell you of the first 3 of the 4 truths: happiness versus joy. Happiness identifies and is the pure definition of circumstantial. But happy's not forever. Happy is what you feel like after you eat a Reese's candy bar. Happy is after you just had a good night with your wife watching a movie, right? Joy, on the other hand, just happens. Listen to me. You can't manufacture joy, but you can manufacture happiness. Because happiness is the seen. Joy is forever. Joy is that first love when you finally met her or him and you started to spend your life with them, and you just never really understood that feeling when you were growing up with that person. Joy is completely the unseen and parallels itself with wealth. And then the last thing I want to close with, the seen versus the unseen. We learned in the story that my mentor was focused on riches, but if he would have only focused on helping others and building something for wealth, building something through joy, and focusing on the unseen, wow, what could have a man like that done? 2 Corinthians 4:18. So we fix our eyes not on the seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. He's laid it all out there for us. He's given us this beautiful business path to understand the unseen because it's his eternal path. God's love is residual. It never stops coming. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. And we don't have to do anything for it. We don't have to, it just comes. And then we have joy. God's joy is so eminent for us. God's joy, he gives us joy. Happiness is circumstantial, but joy is forever. Joy is just in you and happens as a result of your goodness and intentions of your process of circumstances. Your true being results in your true trajectory. And I want you guys to follow me on my podcast, Wired Differently Experience, WDEX. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to keep bringing you these messages because why did I go through all this? I'm not going to share it. So let's do this thing called life, the Wired Differently way.